In 8.3, we're going to be comparing the differences between two means, and the calculator can help us out with this tremendously. And so what I've done is taken an example problem, so this is one from your homework, where it compares two cholesterol levels, a before and an after. And note that they're checking to see if this claim can be supported, the claim that eating its new cereal as part of a daily diet lowers your blood cholesterol levels. And when you start looking at the claim, make sure you think in terms of numbers so that you get your hypothesis statements correct in the beginning. If their claim is true, the first number should be higher than the second number. And so what you'd be looking at for a hypothesis statement is that difference being greater than 0. So this would be the correct hypothesis statement for this problem. Now, your numbers will be different than the numbers generated here. However, I want to show you how you can enter these in on the calculator and make it do the work for you. And so what I have done is I have taken my calculator and I have actually put those into list 1 and list 2. So the first sample, starting with the 210, I put that in list 1, and then the second row across I put in list 2. Since we are looking for the mean difference, I'm going to go into list 3. Now, when I go into list 3, I have to up arrow and highlight L3. What I want to do now is have my calculator put in a formula. I want to find the difference between list 1 and list 2. So I'm going to go in and tell it to take the difference of list 1 and list 2. So I'm going to hit second and L1. Notice it pops it in down here in the bottom, minus second and L2. So L1 minus L2, and then I'm going to hit enter, and it automatically puts in every difference, L1 minus L2, and pops it into L3. Now I can run a t-test on this very easily. I can go into stat, tests, and I can just run a t-test on list 3. Since it is a list, I'm going to input my data, and assuming in my H0 that that difference is 0, I'm going to leave the 0 populated there. I'm going to tell it to use list 3 and to only use it once, and then because of the way the arrow is going in my alternative hypothesis, I'm going to choose greater than mu naught. All right, I'm going to arrow down and calculate. And now I have my standardized test statistic along with my p-value for this problem. So when you are looking at two samples, two small samples like this, and they are going to be dependent on each other, this is probably the quickest and the easiest way to get this all accomplished. Make sure, though, that you follow that same procedure that you did as far as writing out your hypothesis statements and drawing it all out, but definitely use the calculator for these calculations.